Hi guys, welcome back to Hardcovers and Hot Takes. Today we are going to be talking about a couple things. There's a lot going on in the book world right now. But first, Heavenly and I recently read an ARC read called Wings of Night. It's by Ella Walker Henderson. And I thought it was really good. I mean, it was
Yeah.
very much like Fourth Wing, Divergent, Hunger Games.
Yeah, I definitely got like the vibe of all three of those. Like, okay, obviously fourth ring because there's like dragons, and then literally
Yeah.
like a war, like school slash camp. Um, the reason why I kind of got like Divergent and Hunger Games was because you have to have sponsors and like the sponsors give you stuff. So that was very much Hunger Games.
Yeah,
And then
it was a unique take on
yeah,
the dragon side of fantasy.
and then I also got like Divergent because once you're in your clan, right? It was giving very much like, oh, I'm Dauntless. Because
Yeah.
Dauntless are these fighters and they have this. And then, you have this group over here and this group over here, and they
Right.
only do this. Now they all like train, obviously, but like they each have like their own thing. And it very much so was like, oh, I'm this.
Yeah.
So it like kind of gave that too.
Yeah. It also has a Dane aspect to it.
I think worse.
While
No,
while
no,
Dane has
Dane,
a redemption arc coming, I don't
exactly.
think this guy deserves
No,
it.
no, no, there's none. And also, okay, first of all, he made me mad the whole time because he's
Yeah.
so manipulative.
Yeah,
Like, you
no.
promised you were gonna stay with me forever. Like, why are you doing this? Putting my dragon first? Like,
Literally.
what?
Like you wouldn't do the same for me
Literally. And then like the fact that he like wanted her to quit and then come back.
a year later when she already
When
has a
she
bonded
just was
creature.
and I think what I liked about it was that obviously yes she wanted to like follow in her dad's footsteps and she wanted to be in this clan and all this stuff because I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, so like now if you want a little bit more detail of a summary, go view our TikTok because I did give a summary of this book and Jordan's gonna post hers on TikTok too. But I did like the take that she kind of like came to this like revelation where she was like, I don't care, like this is just what I want to do. It doesn't matter to me. And then she ends up with like it definitely was giving like a Taryn moment because it was like the most like brutal, powerful one that like no one was gonna claim, and then
Right.
she got it. I do think it's interesting, and I am very curious to see. They had the mind link before they even bonded.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how that plays out
Right.
because that's not
Because
normal.
I feel like there's something that hasn't been revealed about powers and their bond and stuff like
Yeah.
that. Also, this like bond.
Yeah, it's so weird. She's like, I feel drawn to them,
Yeah.
specifically
What?
his creature, which
Hmm.
is, I
Right.
wonder if it's like kind of like a Violet Zayden situation where like they're
Well,
more
it's
bonded.
always supposed to be someone who's in the same group as him. Like that the bond is always supposed to work like that. And he even said the fact that she could have had any pick and like obviously
Yeah.
her dragon was like, oh, like no, like wait, I'm
Wait,
coming.
wait for me.
But
Yeah.
he literally said this would have just been easier if you would have just picked the first dragon, which was like his that like came to her and stuff like that. And I'm just like, hmm. But also there's like tension there, and I'm kind of just
Yeah,
and
there
I'm
is.
just waiting for it. So I'm very excited. The book comes out this month, and then book two actually comes out in January. So I'm very excited for that because I don't
I'm
have to wait
excited for it.
long. And I feel like we were like planning the talks that we were gonna have. And we were like, dang, like I don't really have anything that's coming out in January yet, and then boom. So
Yeah, it was perfect.
yeah, like I'm kind of excited for that. And I literally started this book at 11 p.m. and was like, oh, I'm just gonna do a little quick read. And I kind of got sucked into it and I finished the book at like 2:33 a.m.
Yeah. It starts off so like I don't know. It started off so like completely different than I like thought it would be.
Yeah.
And then you just get sucked in. I read it in
Yeah.
like a day.
Okay. So that's we definitely recommend it. For me,
Yeah.
it was definitely like a 4-star read. Um,
I'm excited to see where the second book goes for sure.
yeah, I think once I get more with it could turn into a 5-star, but right now it's a four
I
star.
need to know more.
Yeah, the ending did throw me for a crazy loop. Like I
Yeah.
saw the villain, but everything that happened and how it happened, that's what threw me.
Yeah. It's wild.
Hmm. Okay, so some big things have kind of come out.
Yeah,
This
there's a
past
lot
couple,
going on in the book world right now.
yeah, like since our last podcast, there's been two big interviews. Now, Romanticon just happened in Orlando, and I literally was so sad because I had work and all I wanted to do was go.
Yeah,
And
you live in Florida. Why didn't you go?
I got bills to pay. So,
Period. But
um,
Fantasy Fly Girls, which is another big podcast group on, or they're sisters on YouTube, and they're very popular. They hosted an interview with Rebecca Yarros at Disney in Florida over the weekend, and so much came out of it.
yeah.
So much.
Now we're not going to do a full deep dive of this because we're going to actually have one or maybe two episodes that are all fourth wing, but this does need to be talked about. First and foremost, Miss Girl, Miss Rebecca said, if you're not prepared to see Xaden in his villain era, then like wait for book 5, don't pick up book 4. And everyone's like, rah, rah, rah. And I'm like, are we surprised?
Yeah, are we
Are we
surprised?
surprised?
I'm ready for villains, Aiden.
I'm
I'm ready.
ready. I'm
I'm ready.
ready. Like, I'm
I'm
ready.
ready.
Um, I just
But
okay. Here's
also she goes, Onyx Storm is one big love letter. And somebody was like, did we read the same book? Because that thing was
no,
dramatic.
and then she said, "Thank you guys for being patient with me. I had some trauma after Onyx.
You had drama. You
You
gave
know
me
the ending.
drama.
You know the ending to your series. You have trauma. Here's my therapy bill. Like, okay, let's hold on. I have them. Let me pull them up and go over just like kind of like the key things that were asked, come about, talked about. We're gonna briefly talk about them, and then we're gonna talk about another big interview that just came out. So give me 1 second.
Also she said that we're gonna get dream sex because Violet's a dream walker. Yeah. Yeah, I'm
Okay,
ready for that one. I'm
okay,
ready for
pause
that.
because okay, I did have an interesting thing that I do want to point out. Now, obviously, we're going to talk about this more in our deep dive, but I do want to present this option here. So she says one of the biggest things that everyone's freaking out about, other than like villain Zayden, is we will discover the reason why Zayden married Violet. Now, obviously, she was like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, they love, like, he loves her, obviously,
Right.
but there's motive. I want to point something out, and we're not going to get into this. Otherwise, you and me are going to end up on a
We're
whole
gonna
fourth
talk
podcast.
for literally 4
But I'm
hours.
going to say this statement, and then we're going to move on. He married her for a few reasons. One, he had to protect Tyrandor. And we're going to discuss the whole, oh, it's yours. We're going to do that later. You know why he married her? Because he is going to go into his villain era because the Venom have, and I have quotes of this that we are going to pull up when we do our deep dive. They are scared of him when he reaches his full potential. And there have been multiple accounts of when people have turned venom that they do not kill their spouse and their children. He has multiple reasons. Obviously, we've talked about that. We think she has his soul, all this stuff, but it goes even further than that because I think that there's something attached to like the venom of like of some sort of like a bond like that they cannot cross, no matter if their soul is gone. And so he married her for protection, for her, for him, for Tyrandor, but mainly for her. And so everyone's like freaking out that he's going to have this whole villain era, all this stuff. I think he's going to destroy them from the inside.
Inside out, yeah. That's a popular theory.
And honestly, if they both go villain,
Oh
as long as,
wow.
as long as they're
Oh
together, I
wow.
don't care. I don't care.
Well, and people were like, she better not kill them off. But she said, if you're not ready for his villain era, don't pick up book 4 until book 5 is out. And
Yeah,
I mean, hey, we at least get to book 5.
right.
We at least get to book 5 with them.
Yeah. Now, we also have kind of talked about a theory that I'm wondering if, like, and dang, I don't even want to talk about this because we're going to just start going down the rabbit hole. No, we're going to go down the rabbit hole. We're not doing it. Okay, next thing. Okay, so we said, obviously, she said that Onyx Storm is a giant proposal and a love letter.
Yeah.
which is so true. Like when you think about it, because he loved her so
So,
well.
yeah.
She says, Bodhi has a thing for what Zayden has.
Mm. And there's that little comment that the opening made with her and Bodhi in Onyx Storm.
What comment?
The opening made like a comment about how Bodhi wants Violet is what it was perceived as.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
Interesting.
Okay, so she says that she's gonna plot books 4 and 5 together, which I'm hoping means we're gonna get them
Back to back.
to, yeah, not like back to back, but like back to back,
But not like Onyx Storm between book four. I
No.
guarantee
I'm
we're
not
not
I'm
getting it
I'm not even trying to
before
wait a year.
2027.
I'm not trying to even wait a year because I'm just saying every book of hers ends on a bigger cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
don't know how much more
really good at
cliffhangers I can do.
destroying us with those
I don't know how
cliffhangers.
I don't know how many more I can do.
Yeah, so well,
Um,
Onyx Storm released in January of this year. There's no way we're getting book four by January of 27
no.
or 26.
I was gonna say.
I think we're gonna get it in the beginning of 27, which is 2 years, which makes me want to sign
I'm
up for
actually
that.
I'm actually thinking we're gonna get it at the
End of 26 or end of 27.
end of 26.
I would like that better.
Two years in between a book, I don't think she's gonna do.
Yeah.
Because if you also
I
think
don't
about
know. She
like
also just
thinking,
has that contemporary to write, so I don't know. I know it's plotted out, but I don't know
yeah.
if it's written.
Well, I
She's
also
writing another graphic novel, I think.
she's gonna I think it's gonna be a year between each.
Realistically, if the contemporary is plotted out, she can have it final drafted by
Right.
I would
And if she's doing 4 and 5 together, then I think that if we get it in like October, then I'm hoping that we would get the fifth one by like March.
yeah, because
Because
if she's plotting it out together, it'll be easier to write.
right. Obviously, the longer, the more anticipation we all have, but at the same time, like she's a lot that she's releasing
Yeah,
between graphic
plus
and this and that. So
book five is the final book, so I don't think she'll keep it from us for a while.
and then she says, and then they had to talk about why aren't there as many black dragons, and is it important that two just hatched? And she said, yes, that's important.
Yes, yes, it's important. And we all know that, well, my theory is that Taryn's lying about his name and he's the original Black Dragon.
Yeah.
But
Um,
we're gonna get sucked in if we don't.
yeah, we're gonna get sucked in. So I feel like thing though, like I don't even want to talk theories. Like I feel like we're just gonna start
I
going
know
down.
we could sit and talk
Uh,
about fourth wing theories forever.
yeah, we've had like 3 hour FaceTimes before.
Yeah,
So
I've done like multiple loads of laundry while talking to you about this. I'm not even
yeah.
joking.
So I feel like the key things everyone's freaking out about villain Zayden, I'm ready for it. I want
I'm
it.
ready for it too.
I want it. I'm also waiting for Where's My Husband?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for her to return the comment. There's nowhere in existence that you could go that I wouldn't find you. I'm waiting for her to return that comment. Um, oh, she did say something about Imogen.
I saw that video about
And
how like her
And
character and
she,
stuff.
yeah, she said that first of all, okay, pause, because everyone's like, what's her second signet? What do you mean, what's her second signet? It's very much so described in Onyx during her point of view chapter.
Yeah.
It's very much so described. Um, we're not going into the like spoiling it and all that stuff because again, we're gonna have a whole talk. But that when people were kind of asking that, I was like, did we read the same book?
I mean, all the comments on the videos are like, "How do you guys come up with this? Like, you guys are so like deep-minded." It's because I've read the book so many times, and every time I reread it, I pick up new stuff, and I'm like, "Oh, interesting." Like when I first
Totally.
reread Fourth Wing after I read it for the first time, I like
Yeah.
picked up a whole new slew of stuff, and I like my theories list grew so much longer, and I was like, "Oh my
Okay, wait, but then can we talk about the fact that someone asked, how did they go to the bathroom?
yeah,
And she
yeah,
was like, is this what you guys think about?
yeah," and the whole room erupted. Yes,
Like, I'm not gonna lie, me personally, I
I don't
never
care.
asked.
It goes out my brain. I don't even
I
sometimes
never
I'm
even
like,
asked that because
huh,
it says that they make stops. So I was like, feel like
I
I have already
assumed,
like,
yeah.
yeah, like, do you think that she just stood up and peed off of him? Like, what?
Maybe
She's like,
Zayden does that, but
and
it's
the fact
easier
that
for
you
him.
wasted, no, because to me, that's a wasted question. You had the chance to ask Rebecca a question and you asked that. The character thing though about Imogen, I feel like is like a backhanded like question and answer because while Imogen likes her now, she will always protect Tarandor. And I feel like she's loyal to obviously to Violet, right? But
Right.
she's also always going to be loyal to Xaden.
To a fault, yeah.
So I wouldn't put it past her to be wiping Violet's memories.
Yes,
But
I saw something
but
where
I
it was
don't think that
like,
it would be without her permission.
yeah,
Everyone's thinking that she's doing it without Violet's permission. I
I
don't
think
think
she's doing it with Violet's permission.
I think Violet's the one because the first thing the book starts with is that I need Imogen, and then the last it ends with I need Imogen. So I just like I think that okay, I'm just gonna say it and then we're not gonna talk about it, okay?
Okay.
I think that Violet's dad has left her the cure. She's starting to put it together and that she is having Imogen erase it from her memory to protect her in case she gets interrogated. And then this is where I might lose you. I'm gonna go kind of crazy here. What if she can't find Xaden even through the dreams because he like literally will not like his power is gonna be at like max. Like he's gonna,
Yeah.
like he's gonna be able to like not be found. Um, so what if the only way to draw him out is by her turning Venom because Venoms can sense other Venoms and like where they're at. So she turns Venom and trusts Imogen with the cure to cure both of them. I'm
I
hoping,
I think we are gonna see Violet turn.
or is she already part?
Yeah, she could be.
Okay, we're not going into it. Anyway,
We can't talk anymore about Fourth Wing because we will be here all day and into next Sunday. But I promise we are doing a Fourth Wing deep dive video.
yeah.
We will be talking about all the theories that we have. I've been compiling theories in my notes app since I started reading it back
And
in
since we started like talking and
May.
having conversations, like we just been writing everything.
Yeah. Every time she calls me, she's like, I have a new Fourth Wing theory to add to your list. And I'm like, oh, great. It just keeps getting longer.
Yeah.
So I promise we'll be doing a
So do
big
I.
whole deep dive video on that. But today we really wanted to touch on Quicksilver because Brimstone is coming out in a couple weeks. Callie Hart released an interview, so we're going to be going over that as well. Before we start, I read Quicksilver after I read Blood and Ash for the first time, and if you guys watched our last video, I read through Blood and Ash all the way. So Blood and Ash, Flesh and Fire, and The Awakening. And when I went back to reread Quicksilver, I felt like I hadn't read the book at all. It was like a brand new book. By the time I got to certain parts, it was like, oh yeah, now I remember. But it was like reading a brand new book, which was really nice because I was like, oh my God.
Yeah. No, I read Quicksilver when it first came out, and I have not picked it back up since. And not because I didn't like it, but because I literally just had book after book after book.
Yeah.
So this reread for me, while I remembered like obviously like the key points, there was a lot that I didn't remember, so it was really nice. Um,
It's now fresh in our brains for when
yeah,
Brimstone releases. I'm really excited.
very excited. And in the interview she just did, she just announced that 50% or more of this book is in Kingfisher's POV.
So there's a lot of uproar about this.
I love
I
it.
don't mind it personally because
I don't mind it at all.
I like the male point of views. I like
Yeah.
that it gives us a glimpse into their head and like what
Yeah.
they're feeling. But a lot of people are not okay with this apparently.
So for me, I'm all about it because here's my thing. Okay, one, Homegirl had the hardest time accepting her feelings for him,
Yeah,
accepting the
she
mating
did.
bond, accepting her powers, all this stuff. And now she's about to rule the vampires and all this stuff. There's a war going
Yeah.
on. They're obviously gonna go after what's his name? Hold on. I always say it wrong.
Pelican.
There we go.
That's how you pronounce it.
They're always gonna go, or they're gonna go after him. And and like that's gonna be like a whole war. And like obviously now they have like they're gonna rally up, the Fae. Now granted, he already has that whole army that's at the front. And then
Yeah.
now they're gonna have the vampires and they're gonna go after them, right? This is gonna sound crazy. I don't feel like hearing it. Like I just don't feel like hearing it. Like she's just I love her, but she's gonna have a hard time accepting this. I hope she
Yeah.
doesn't because she is strong. Like we very much were getting like it definitely was giving Pharaoh when she killed Malcolm and she's only human and
Yeah.
this and that and she is powerful and all this stuff. So I do like that, but it's like it's so crazy that the hard things in life she does with ease. But then like the simplest things where I'm like, just accept it. It's so
Yeah.
obvious. And then she's like, oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'm glad it's in his point of view because I think that he's gonna do everything in his power to make this easier. And I think this whole time we've had her point of view of like, oh, he was stretching his hand out, like it looked like he didn't know what to do with it. Girl, he wanted to hold your hand, and I'm gonna hear in
Yeah. He
his
wanted
like,
to hold
oh,
your
should I
hand
hold
all
her
day.
hand? Should I not hold her hand? Like, be
Yeah.
for real.
Be so for real right now. Also, can we
Um,
talk about how some of the book is going to be Kingfisher and Carrion in
bro,
Silver
okay, I'm
City?
sorry.
I
I loved it.
can't wait. I can't
I love
wait.
it, bro. First of all, he was like his plant. He was like, I liked it. I was like, bro, what? Like,
I
he
I highlighted that quote in my Kindle because I was like, this man and his damn plan.
bro. And he is so just like nonchalant. Like there's a whole war happening, and he just woke up. He's like, "How's everyone doing?"
Yeah, he was like, I
And
was
they're
sleeping.
like, "Where
I
have you
was
been?"
tired.
Yeah, like what?
He's like, I'm
Now,
a heavy sleeper. It's fine.
something that I will say that so obviously I remembered who he was. So
Right.
when he was making comments like or things about him earlier in the book, I was taking note of them, and it was starting to become apparent that he knew more than he was supposed to. So like when they describe his grandma in the beginning of it, and Faye can't lie, and it was like this woman is like, like very straightforward. She's gonna always da 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 da. So I started being
Right.
like, oh, like, and now I know she's not Faye, she's human, and like his protector and all that stuff. But like
Yeah.
it was interesting. Um, Something I did think was interesting was the front of the book.
How it's yeah.
Um,
The inside the front cover of the book is what is written inside of the book that Garcia gives to Carrion.
yes, yeah. I also thought that it was crazy how it was like a full 360 that um Fisher's dad took him there, and then
Yeah,
Fisher's the one who
brought him
brought
back.
him back.
Yeah,
He did make a
crazy
comment that,
connection.
yeah, full 360.
Yeah,
I also did think that it was I don't think he was lying when he did end up telling her, um, Carrion telling her that he told Fisher that he was her brother because he was protecting him. I don't think that it was motive behind him just trying to like go there. Obviously, I do. Obviously, he wanted to go back, so I feel like no matter what, he was gonna find a way. But I do think that he was protecting her brother.
yeah. I
Like
believe that. I fully
I
believe
do.
that.
Like obviously, we're gonna start understanding more about his character, and hopefully in this next book. But I do think that that was like his motive behind
I
that.
also think that why Fisher could still smell Saris on him is because he is Fae, so the scent lingers longer.
Yeah. Well, and I think it's because they're mates, so like her smell would linger. Because
Yeah.
he made that comment that was like, I would be able to like,
Sniff you out a mile away.
yeah, like, so I think that was why. Not even just
Yeah.
because of the face senses. I think it was because like her scent in particular, because he literally said that he had just like,
Yeah. The twins
girl.
that worked at Collins or something.
Yeah, so like it wasn't like it was the last one he had been with, you know what I'm saying? So
Right.
I
Yeah.
definitely think it had to do with that. But what I do think was interesting, and I had a comment on it. I also forgot how much I just loved him. Okay, so at the end of the book, Cal fights, saves her, turns her. Obviously, meeting with God, all that stuff. And now he's
Right.
like, do you want to save your man? This is the only way you can do it by like taking yourself out of the
Yeah.
fate's grasp. None of my other siblings will be able to get to you, all this stuff. Um, and then she wakes up and she's half fae, half
Yeah. Vampire.
vampire. This is and because she killed Malcolm, she's now taking the throne. And then in the transition, she bit Tal, and then it's like, oh, why'd I bite you? And then he kind of was like,
He's really
like
weird about it.
yeah, like it was very, he was like, Fisher should be here for this conversation.
Yeah.
So I have this quote that says, Malcolm is the strongest of them, their king. Of all the Fae who choose to remain vampires, he alone is strong enough to fully turn someone and ensure that they remain themselves. What makes them who they are, their personality and their character traits. When his princes bite and turn someone, their victims die and return without their souls, nothing more than mindless, hungry shells. Then Fisher, when like all of this is happening, he says that Tal's been hiding his power this whole time and that he can do the same thing too. Um, and then it says earlier in the book that if they're bit multiple times, that an enthrallment happens.
Yeah.
So I'm like wondering, are we about to get a Poppy cast Kieran, Hal being Kieran? Because I just feel like that wouldn't have been thrown in there if it wasn't important. I don't think she's ever gonna pick him over Fisher. Like they're nah, they
Yeah,
locked it.
he fits into the story a weird way. There's
Yeah,
definitely gonna be something there for sure, but
right.
I have no idea what it's gonna be. It could be a
Like I'm
copycat
wondering if it's
Kieran
gonna be
situation, but
right. Like I'm wondering if it's gonna kind of be like a Maya Lisa.
yeah,
You know what
maybe.
I'm saying? Where like maybe they're bonded now and like they can communicate and like sense each other, but not in like it doesn't have to be in a romantic way.
Right, right,
I also want to know more about Talon Fisher because Fisher makes a comment that says that other than Ren, he's known Tal his whole life and they grew up together. And I'm like, how did they grow up together?
right.
Now,
I
obviously,
don't know because
they
I
spent
mean,
110 years together of the maze and stuff like that. But like Tal would bring him wine. He like took care of him, like all this stuff.
yeah,
So now I'm like, I feel like I need to know more of that.
yeah, that was weird. There's definitely something going on there. Him and Tal
Yeah,
definitely have history, which is what I'm hoping we get in book two.
yeah.
I just, I don't know. There's something odd, something's
Even
at
from the
play there.
beginning, even from the beginning when he came out onto the ice and was like talking to him, it wasn't like it was still in like a friend way. Like it was like a friend who was like, okay, like when we're talking and we're like talking about something and we don't want the other person to know what we're talking about. So like when we say something or say like, it kind of
Yeah,
was like that. I felt
yeah.
like
Kind
a
of like in
warning.
code.
Yeah, like a warning of like you
Yeah.
know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Like,
So
do you understand the words coming out of my mouth?
no, literally. So I definitely I want to know more about that as well as I'm wondering if she is going to claim the throne or if it's going to be like a she's going to claim the throne, but Tal is going to run
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah,
You know
like
what I'm saying?
how Kieran's sister is appointed to the crown and
Well,
it's
and then
her in place of Poppy and Cass.
right. Well, and then also if she does take it cuz he's so powerful. So what secret like I just feel like there's not just this like, oh, like you killed him and like you're just a regular vampire now, or not regular. Like obviously she's like, we don't know what she is,
Right.
but did she get his powers too? Now I know a lot of his power came with like age, but I just feel like, you know what I'm saying? Like where did that power go? Like it had to go
Right.
somewhere, and there's no way she's about to be like queen and rule all these vampires and have like nothing besides being like a baby vamp. So you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
I'm just
Yeah.
curious what
Yeah.
if there is anything else.
Yeah. There's also
Or if
that.
she got like, or is she connected with Tal power wise too?
Yeah.
Because the
There's so much going on that we have no
yeah.
idea. Like, I mean, the ending with Madra and Belicon, obviously they need to be taken care of.
Hmm.
Malcolm's gone, whatever, but then she's also rising to the throne. And then we
Yeah.
have to get to Hayden and Elroy, and we have to bring them back. And then we still
Hmm.
have to make all those relics for everybody to get through the Quicksilver because other
Hmm.
than, you know,
But I feel like we're getting a Jennifer moment because I feel like Belicon and Maja obviously were set up and Malcolm were set to be the big bad guys. Or even like an Amarantha moment where, da 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 da, but this isn't the real problem coming. The
yeah,
real
something
problem
else
is
is
with the
coming.
gods.
Yeah,
The
something,
real problem is with the gods and with the fates and whatever, like because like even Malcolm says he's never seen someone with so many runes, and
yeah.
that means she's so powerful, and then the tree of life is dying and like all this stuff. So I feel like this isn't even the problem anymore. Like there is a bigger thing at play here.
There's definitely something underlying there.
Yeah, I feel like we're literally getting like a Colas moment where it's like, okay, the
Yeah,
blood crown isn't really the problem, Colas is.
right.
Um,
I think that because all throughout the whole book, they're like, "You're the most powerful alchemist we've ever seen." But in
mhm.
that quote that Malcolm says to Cyrus when he's like before she kills him, he's naming all of her runes on her arm, and he goes earth, air, fire, water, salt, brimstone,
Mm.
quicksilver, the full gamut, more power than any alchemist I've ever encountered. Ever encountered. You are capable of restoring me to my power and a lot more besides. So I wonder if she's not just like an alchemist and there's like
Yeah,
other things, like because she can manipulate silver and she can feel all of the other metals, but
right.
like she's also something else. And I
Well,
don't think maybe her dad was like Faye or whatever, but I don't think that there's got to be a different parental lineage, like something
yeah, I
stronger.
agree.
Because if your bloodline is thinning out as your generations go on, your power's not going to be that strong.
100%. I definitely think that, well, because, okay, so she was supposed to be born Fae.
And
So
the
I'm
gods
wondering if
tampered with
she
that.
was born, but then he altered it, put her with, I'm wondering if we're getting kind of like mom didn't even know, or mom gave birth, but like she wasn't who was conceived. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
Um, I think it's her dad. I
Or
don't
like
think it's
her
her mom.
soul was placed
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, like I think it's her, I think it has to do with her dad.
Yeah, because we don't know much about her dad. All we know is that he died when she
Yeah.
was like 2 months old,
Yeah.
or
Um,
when Hayden
I
was like 4
also,
months old.
so he says elements first, then he says brimstone.
And
So
then Quicksilver.
brimstone being before Quicksilver, I feel like that has to be important.
Quicksilver is the whole point of
Right.
this
But
book.
also that makes me want to be like, what is brimstone now? What is brimstone? It's the
Yeah,
name of the whole book. The whole second book is literally that. So
and
it,
then
you know what I'm
Quicksilver
saying?
is the
But
name of
then it
this
says
book.
all of those things. So now I'm like, oh my God, can she control all of those? Because otherwise, why else would those be on there?
Yeah, I don't
And then,
understand that. There has to be something else because
right.
she has all of these ruins and stuff,
Mhm.
and they're all the elements, including
Right.
Quicksilver, which she can control. She has to be able to control other
Yeah.
things as well. That's why I said I think she's not just an alchemist. There has to
Right.
be something else there. What if she's like
100%.
a god descendant or
A
whatever?
100%. 100%.
Because the god of chaos did like tampered with her
Yeah.
life and her being born not as Faye, but it could have done something and
Well, and then I also think
then
it's interesting that
become a
that's
god
the
descendant.
God that everyone fears that now they're both like connected to. And then he says that like when he does this, like none of his other siblings can like mess with him. No one's scared of the other siblings. So now I'm like, why is he even saying and suggesting? But I also feel like that is important because the other ones want to just kill them. But I feel like if he's so big, bad, and powerful that everyone's like scared of this god, why would they even be willing to do that? I also think it's interesting,
Yeah.
and I told her this last night, that as soon as she did that and like, was like, okay, fine, um, takes herself out of the fates, becomes something that no one's ever, that's never been created before,
Right.
all of this stuff. How does miraculously they come up with a cure, or not a cure, but like pretty much a cure for Fisher with the Quicksilver that's like in him?
Yeah, that's
Miraculously,
yeah.
miraculously. Oh,
And
I
it's
said the word.
I mean it he says it's because of Talina, quieting the Quicksilver and then
Right.
the witch who
But
helped
my thing
her.
is that you've been alive for
Yeah.
how long and you've never thought to do that?
Yeah. Well, I guess they've never had a witch, so I mean,
But they've always been there. Like, I just think it's interesting. So it makes me almost feel like,
well, it's
did
also interesting because the witch can tease it out of him is the words that they use, but Cyrus can't tease it out of
right.
him.
That's what I'm saying.
He
That's where this
controls the
gets interesting.
Quicksilver.
And I feel like the witches are gonna have to do a bigger part. What if she's like has a connection to the witches?
I was thinking about that because I was like, I was thinking if she had a connection to the witches, that would make her more powerful. It would make sense because I
Yeah.
thought about it and I was like, huh, she might be like connected to the witch lineage somehow,
Yeah.
which would make sense as to why the witch that helped them
Right.
save Everlane could tease it out of him.
Yeah.
I think she's not just an alchemist. There's something else.
No,
She's
there's
now
something there.
half fae, half vampire, but she's also not just an
I feel
Elroy.
like in the next book though, what we're gonna deal with is like, okay, so they've accepted the bond now.
Yeah.
It's official. But what does that mean for them? So I feel like we're gonna, well, we know what it means for them. But I think we're gonna get more of that. I'm ready for his point of view during, like anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Duh.
Um, I'm ready for that for sure, Mr. I'm gonna introduce you to all seven gods. Anyway,
Yeah,
um,
literally.
um, I feel like the brother is gonna be a thing in here. I want her to go and get her brother and Elroy.
I just thought
Um,
about this. What if Elroy knows like the truth and is kind of like a in a victor situation?
okay,
And like
because
that's why
it
he
wouldn't
made
be the
sure
only
that
one,
Cyrus knew how to
right?
forge.
It wouldn't be the only one either because Carrion had one.
Yeah, he did have a ward, which was Garcia. That's crazy.
Yeah. So, that's interesting. You could be
I
onto
think I
or if he
Elroy's
wasn't
so sweet,
necessarily
but
a guardian, I do think he knew.
I think he knows more than he's leading on.
100%. And
Yeah.
I'm ready for them to be there. Like I want them to bring them, but here's the thing. I want them to bring them, but I really don't want them to be a big part. Like I just want them to be safe and
Yeah.
move on because the brother is just causing trouble left and right.
Yeah.
Like
We need him to like grow up in this book or something.
yeah,
If we
like
get part
something.
of
But
it.
also
Maybe him
see,
and Carrion go back to Silver City to get Hayden and Elroy, and that's what what we get.
mm, also they're gonna be besties,
Oh, I know.
but he'll never say it. Like Fisher will just
Uh,
be like, "You're not you're not as bad as everyone else I hate." Like that's how
right.
he's gonna like say, you know what I'm
Right. You're
saying?
not
Like
number one, but you're not the last either.
right.
You're above
But
average.
also, okay, in the beginning of the book, when she's there and she has like water and all this stuff, I'm like, okay, girl, I get you're trying to go back to your brother because you care about him and Elroy and all this stuff, but at the same time, she's like, oh, I just want to get there and stay there and take care of my girl. You got water and food here.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
like,
literally.
go get your brother and bring it back. Like, I don't know why that wasn't the thing from the very start. Why were you not saying, oh, like, I don't care if I had to like to be honest, it's gonna sound crazy. Obviously, I wouldn't have been okay with Bellacon's treatment and all that stuff, but like, it's still better than living there.
Yeah, it's better
Homegirl, you got a bed at
than
least
the
now.
twins.
Like,
Yeah.
um,
It's crazy also how Madra like erased all of the history.
it was definitely giving like what the Blood Crown did,
Oh yeah, for
like
sure.
a hundred
Like,
percent.
because when you're in Silverian, like you don't worship the gods. The two
Yeah,
sons are named after the twins, but you don't know
right,
that. You just know that
right.
they're named
I
names.
also wasn't okay. I wasn't surprised when all three of them were there at the end, but I was at the same time because I didn't think that it was gonna be like that, like where they were all three together. I already was
Yeah.
putting the two that Malcolm and B were together, but Madra threw me for a spiral because I
Yeah.
definitely didn't think that they were gonna forgive her for closing and cutting off the
Yeah,
Quicksilver
well,
thing.
when she captures Saris, she's like, "Oh, did they send somebody to kill me?" She's like all haywire about it, and
Yeah, so
like, I
that's why
wasn't
that threw me
expecting
for a
Mandra to
loop.
be there at the end.
Yeah.
I was expecting Malcolm and Belicon to be kind of like
I was already kind
in
of
the loops with each
because the
other.
fact that he wasn't aiding
Yeah,
the warfront was what kind of started to put me
yeah,
onto that.
yeah. He was not very good at hiding the fact that he is
No.
a bad person. But I already knew that Malcolm and Belicon were kind of in the loops with each other.
Yeah.
But it did throw me for a loop that Madra was there because I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I thought you didn't want to be found by them. Like I thought you thought
Um,
they were gonna kill you. But I mean,
something else I thought was interesting was that how Elkan came into the throne. Obviously, they killed Carrion's parents. Fisher's dad knew, so he hid him. I think the fact that Fisher's dad was so powerful, I have a feeling that Fisher's dad was like real. I feel like his dad was like how him and Ren are with Carrion's parents.
yeah, that would make sense.
And like even Fisher was like, I knew them, like I can tell you about them.
Do you think he's still alive? Do you think there's a chance that he's still alive?
No, I think they're dead.
Dead.
Yeah, I think Bellacan saw that. But then, because remember, he was like saying that he wanted to get into Madra's kingdom because they think that they thought that Carrion was there. They didn't know for sure though, but like they thought that. So I think it was interesting how powerful Fisher's dad was because he created the ward where like Malcolm couldn't even like go into like his home
Yeah.
area and stuff like that. So I thought that was interesting because then Kingfisher is already powerful, but I feel like some heritage is gonna come into play in
Yeah.
this next book. And
Yeah,
then
especially because his mom's like one of the strongest
oh,
oracles.
and wait, the fact that he knew who she was, that the mom was
Yeah.
like, I'm not gonna be here. I know I'm not gonna be here, but this is for you, and like drew pictures of her and everything, and
Yeah.
literally like
Yeah. And she
and
was
then
technically right about the
right.
fact that she was supposed to be Fae.
Well,
And
and then okay.
Fisher was like,
And
she was
then
wrong about small things that had big impacts.
well, and then something that
She was supposed to be right, so
right. Something that I'm excited for, which I'm like, this is why I'm like, why is everyone tweaking about it being in his point of view? So in the bonus chapter, when it's the scene when he jumps through and he goes, when he
mhm.
was saying like pathetic, you've got to be kidding me, all this stuff, it wasn't even about her. It was about him, where he was saying, like, here, hold on, I have it. Okay, so then in the bonus chapter, right? He like jumps through, he sees her, and he literally says, and she was beautiful, breathtakingly so. The way she stubbornly clung onto life, refusing to die even as her body failed her, was remarkable. But she was human. She wasn't gonna survive this. And then he's talking about like solace and all this stuff. And then he literally was like, he says, unfortunate. And where's Madra? Like asking like all this stuff because he's gonna kill her. Okay, so when he's saying like gods and martyrs and like he's saying all this stuff, in her point of view, she thought that it was like, oh, like you're human trash, like gods and martyrs,
Right.
this is what I have to deal with. No, he's saying all that about himself, like, oh my God, this is pathetic. It's not about her. It's literally about the fact that he literally
Yeah.
can't go. He says, not even after being stuck in a maze for so long, it was insanity, trading one enemy's prison for another, but the decision had already made itself in my mind. I was going to have to take her to the Winter Palace. Pathetic. I murmured. Absolutely. Dot, dot, dot. I gave up. There weren't words to describe how crazy this was. I was being pathetic. I should have gone and taken my revenge, and yet here I was giving into the fluttering of butterflies' wings in my chest. So
Where the little answer
this
comes
is
in.
why I need his point of view because he says stuff and half the time it's about himself.
Yeah. You could never know.
Yeah. And then the interesting point that it literally says like butterflies' wings, OSHA,
Let alone
and then the fact that like the entire time, like when she found out what it meant, and then she was like, I've hated it this entire time, and she just was like, bro,
sobbing on the floor.
the comments I had throughout this were literally in all capitals for like the first 50% of this book, where I literally was like, just accept him, just love
Just
him.
accept it. Just
Like,
accept it.
no, because she would make me so mad.
Also how he like hid the mating ruins from her. Like he was like, meh,
Oh, and then when he
yeah,
was like,
they'll go away. And
right,
then she's like,
like,
why didn't you tell me? Like, why
I
did
wonder why. I wonder why, because you handle information so well.
yeah, crazy, crazy.
Now, do I
Oh,
think he does need to like admit things sooner? Yes, but
yeah. Callie Hart said in her interview that we're gonna be getting side character books. So I'm really hoping that we get Ren and Lane because we obviously got something going on there. They're obviously, but also I want a Carrion book. Do you think
yes,
it's
I
gonna
need it.
be? Do you think it's
I
gonna
do.
be Danya? I don't like her, so I hope it's not.
I actually can't stand her, so I hope not. And I wish
I
they would have
I
kept her
can't either.
without her hand.
Yeah, I can't either.
If we were in a war, that hand needed to stay gone.
Yeah.
And Sarah's is better than me because I'd
Oh, I know. I don't. Girl,
like
like I could not stand it. And she's
um
like, and how Danya was like, that seat's reserved for the lady of the house.
okay, so I
And
have a
I
question for
am
you.
the lady of the house.
Talking about that, I have a
I think
question
she's
for you.
jealous.
100%. But do
Yeah.
you think in this book that they're gonna get married?
Yes, absolutely.
I hope so. And if we do not get a wedding scene,
No, no author better ever do us like Rebecca Yarros
like,
did. Like, I swear to God,
bro,
I can't.
don't even get me started on Rebecca.
Rebecca!
She did say in the interview, why are we going back to this? See, this is our problem. No, we're not doing that.
No,
Anyway,
she did say in her interview we're getting the contents. We will know what happens in the 12 hours by the
you're
end.
going back to fourth
I
grade.
know, I'm sorry. That's my point.
Stop. Um, I hope they get married in this. I hope that, well, or if it's not necessarily like a wedding because they're mates, so I guess it's deeper than marriage, but I hope we get like a mating like or a bonding like ceremony of some sort.
Yeah.
I really am excited for the friendship that I think Fisher and Carrion are gonna build.
I say
I'm also ready for Kingfisher to just be like feral towards her. Like he had like comments in here where he would like tell people like she's mine, da 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 da, like little stuff like that where he's like, oh, I'm gonna, like whatever, and like like the mind fucking scene, like. But I'm ready for like a like.
well, now that it's out in the open,
yeah,
and like everybody knows, Ren obviously already knew because he was like, I swear to God, if you die and you're the only reason Kingfisher is willing to live in your first,
yeah.
like if you die in your first battle, that was a whole thing.
Oh, pause. We do need to talk about this. In that battle, the moment where she says the vampire was coming at her with crazy speed, but it was like he was running in slow motion, and then she had that like crazy move.
Yeah. She had like
even
that,
Ren was
that
like,
precog. I highlighted that because I was like,
I have that highlighted too.
That goes
That's
into the whole. That goes into the whole like she's not just an alchemist.
100%. Like there is something else going on. So I'm very intrigued to see. And also because she's now half Fae, I think she was gonna have powers when she was. So that's why I'm wondering if this is where this is coming from and all this was like suppressed.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Because like her
Now
human body,
like
human body couldn't do those things, but now she's not. So now to be honest, I think she might be the most powerful person in general because she's an alchemist, she's a vampire, she's Fae. She's obviously got something from all of this going on. So what does it all mean?
Yeah.
I feel like
but I think now that their bond is like out in the open, he's gonna be so loud about it and just be so feral. What do you want, dog?
yes.
Look, you just pause.
Aww.
Will you be my boo?
Oh. You're lying.
No, you know. Wait.
Socks?
Bro.
Is that Bob Ross? Is that Bob Ross?
Yep. There's some other socks, but I thought that was just too soon.
Wait, I want to
That's
put
going
it
in the
on.
pod, just so you know.
No, stop. Sorry, guys. This is definitely not about. Stop. It's not about our talk, but oh my God, stop. I'm so excited. Wait. This is the. Ooh, and it flips over so I can. Oh my God.
Let me see.
Okay.
Now you gotta get some stickers. Maybe I'll ship you some stickers because I have a shit ton.
Oh yeah, I would love that. And then it folds
The
over.
strap is so nice. I should get one of those.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. We're in business now, baby.
Okay, back to the talk. Long story short, like obviously some big things are coming. I think she's gonna accept the throne. Because I think the only reason she's gonna accept it though is because if she knows that if she's controlling it, that she can stop all the violence.
Yeah.
Not
I also think that once they kill Belicon, Carrion's gonna take his rightful heir to the throne. So they're gonna be side by side rulers, which is gonna be really funny.
Okay, but do you think Carrion knows things that he shouldn't. Like even okay, obviously he knew who he was and he knew about the Fae when he was even like, oh, my grandma told me about it. I wasn't surprised about the Fae. Who said I didn't believe him?
Yeah, who said I didn't know about the Fae?
How was he the one who saw the Quicksilver thing? I feel like he does know things that he's not letting on. Maybe things that were passed down from like royal family.
Yeah. But especially because when you pointed this out to me last night when we talked, you said he made that comment. He was like, "Why don't you just tell it what to do?" Who would come up with that?
Yeah, like I don't care how stupid you are. Like that wasn't like a stupid thing. Like the way
that was intentional.
The way that when it worked, he was just like, "Oh, it worked." Like, it was a little too casual. So
Yeah.
that also makes me then think, do you think that he, like, obviously he didn't know that they were mates when like they were in the human world, but do you think the reason why he always like had a soft spot for her, helped her, all this stuff, and did all those things for her, like, how do I say this?
You
Like,
think that maybe he could like sense the Fae?
yeah, or he knows something more. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
that he knew she could do, like, the
right,
Quicksilver stuff, but how was he gonna explain that to her?
right.
So but that he knew all of that stuff. I just think that
Yeah,
he
that's
knows
possible.
a lot more than he's letting on.
Oh, for sure. Carrie knows more than he's letting on, and it's so funny because when she goes, "You slept with me. I've known you for however many years," and he's like, "Oh, I've known you since I
Yeah.
was 1,083." He's like, "So what?" But he also kept it a whole secret, and like he was very adamant on coming to like the labyrinth and stuff like that. So like I don't know if he like had this whole plan. Maybe him and Kingfisher like had a little
Right.
chat, and Carrion was like, "Hey, I'm actually this person, but we need to keep it a secret. Don't let anybody know.
Right.
Like I will
I
take
also
care
feel
of."
like Fisher needs to realize how similar the two of them are and get over the fact that like he slept with Cyrus.
Oh
And
yeah. Oh yeah.
because they're literally gonna be good friends. He
Yes.
just needs to get
He,
over it.
but
And
he
then
will forever hold that over Carrion's head.
yes, and
He
he
won't let it
okay.
go.
Okay.
There's
For
no
example,
way.
Ren is Azriel. Carrion is like Cass. Like, remember when like they came from the cabin and then he was like, "Oh, Farrah, you don't look like you're satisfied." Like knowing that Reese needed to like get that off and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I just feel like Carrion knows how to do that. Like he always adds in his little just like
He's such an instigator. He's an instigator, is what he
I
is.
love it. No, and I feel like that's me, so I just love it.
I know.
Like
I just if Callie Hart does end up going through with the side character books, I
yeah,
hope that he gets, his rightful love. I really hope it's not Dana because I
I'll be kind of
cannot
mad.
stand her. I know that is like the point of the plot and her character is for us to not stand her because one thing she's
Yeah,
jealous of
I don't care.
Fisher.
It's not
Like she wants him,
yeah.
but
I don't care.
I also think it could be like the witch, maybe. I don't know. I want to see his side story, especially
Yeah.
because we don't know much. Like we know he's a fae and we know he's an heir to the
But
throne, but we also
I
really
want
don't know
I
much
want the
about what's
full
going on.
series. I want the full
Do you know
series.
how many books are contracted?
No.
I don't know either. The Quicksilver series is intended to be a trilogy with the potential for additional side character books in the future.
Okay.
While the author's goal is to conclude the main narrative in 3 books she makes, then the series will write spin-offs depending on how the story develops.
Okay. So we have one more book in series and
Yeah.
then side books.
Well,
To be
that'll be
honest,
really interesting.
I wouldn't be
A lot's
surprised.
gonna happen in the second book then.
100%. DC. It looks like it's gonna be huge.
Oh yeah, I'm excited.
But
She
I feel like she's gonna do second book, a side character book, and then the last book, and then maybe another side character book.
Yeah, maybe. It could be like
Which which I wouldn't be opposed to, but again,
yeah, unless she goes like the Sarah J. Maas route and then writes the whole series and then does spin-offs. But I mean, it kind of just depends on how her marketing is going, I guess.
yeah.
But she
All I
posted
know
it.
is that I'm excited about Brimstone. I want to know exactly what Brimstone is. I want to know how it plays into this world.
Yeah.
Like, because clearly it's going to be something that she can control. And I'm wondering if she's like the only one who can do it. But then I also want to know what the actual plot is. Like, what is the actual villain? What is
Right.
the
Yeah,
real
something
problem?
else is
Because
going on here for
it's
sure.
not the battle. That battle is gonna happen, but it's not the big issue.
So she posted that, and it's obviously the narrator, whoever Kingfisher's voice is, whatever, reading something from Brimstone, talking to Carrion about pain. So there's
Yeah. So something is going on. I'm wondering if Carrion has powers, and like this is something
I
that
think he for sure does. I think he's hiding so much.
yeah. Or is that from like a I don't know, that could be a couple of things. Like either it's when his powers are coming into play, maybe they get like a captured moment and they're being tortured. Like, I don't know. And you won't get this reference, but there's this moment in Crescent City when 3 main characters are captured and being all tortured together, and then they're like literally like making jokes while they're like being tortured to like piss off like their like captors and stuff. And so like I'm like are they getting like captured of some sort? And then like they're gonna be like,
That would be
making,
so
like,
them.
and so, yeah, exactly. So I'm
And
like, okay, is
Fisher's
it
just
gonna be
like,
like at that
shut up,
moment?
Carrion.
Right, like is it at that moment, or are more gods coming into play? And are one of the gods, the other gods, gonna take Carrion and take him?
Yeah, we don't really know
So
much about the gods as of right now. We know
we
like
don't
a
even know
bit
much about
of them.
Carrion.
I
Like
know, we don't know anything about Carrion except
I
for
just know I love
today.
him.
But we just like don't know much about like the gods or anything
Yeah.
like that. So I feel like that's gonna be a huge part. The Brimstone's gonna be a huge part. Carrion, we're gonna hopefully get more information about Carrion. And Fisher's just hopefully we just get a wedding scene in this book. I hope they get married and Fisher's just gonna go freaking feral. I'm ready
Yes,
for it.
I'm ready.
I'm ready for it.
Okay. All right, guys. Yeah, I think that's it. We're gonna probably do another Quicksilver one after
We'll do
Brimstone.
another one when Brimstone comes out and we all get to read it. The next upcoming weeks, we have so many books coming out.
Yeah. It's
I
gonna just be kind of like us like telling each other the books and like being
I
like,
have
let's convince you
3
to read it.
upcoming romance books that are coming out. 2 came out today. So excited. After this and after Blood and Ash, I'm so excited to read some fluffy stuff. 'Cause it'll go by quick and it'll be easy on my brain.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're
But not
definitely
too
gonna do
long. So
another
you about to start some series.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah, but I mean, we're definitely gonna do another video when Brimstone comes out, probably the following week, and that'll be exciting. I'm really excited. I keep watching Callie Hart's TikToks or Instagrams because she has a countdown going.
Yeah.
She's like 21 days till Brimstone releases, 20 days.
Don't worry.
till
I have a
Brimstone
countdown in
releases.
my phone too. Don't worry.
Yeah. Every time I look, I'm like, okay, how many days? But yeah.
All right, guys.
All right, we'll see you next Saturday.